Guys, all right, we're trying to get this sound together. The default mic is changing. Microphone radio talk will not be used. Okay. All right. Anybody can hear us? Let us know. Steve said, no, we cannot hear you. Okay.
That was happened before.
All right. I'm just waiting for somebody else to give me the thumbs up that we can be heard. I see my mic jumping right there.
Yeah.
Ah, somebody say, here we go. All right. All right. Bam, bam, bam. Just like that. Bam, bam, bam. All right. How many people we got in here? 16. That's good. That's good enough to start. Wherever 2 or 3 are gathered, that's what the Bible says. Whether 2 or 3 are gathered. All right, family, it's your brother Asad. And we are back again with another live. Now, we have not gone live, Lord, good God Almighty. It has been a long time. So let's give a shout out. So I want to start this live off now by saying the meetup is August 19th. August 19th. I had to put it in the thing so I can remember. At 3 o'clock, the Potato Shed, Waterfall, the meetup, August 19th, Potato Shed, Waterfall. I skipped over the intro. Let's start it over. All right, fam, it's your brother Asad. And we are back again with another quick video. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notifications bell so that you'll be notified when we drop new material on this channel. Secondly, in terms of housekeeping, I got to give a special and a significant and a particular and a peculiar shout out to my South African family for all the love you guys have shown this channel. My wife, myself, my children, we greatly appreciate it. Third, in terms of housekeeping, bam, bam, bam. Just like that. Third, in terms of housekeeping, I got to give a special shout out to all of the rest of the family, the UK family. Shout out to the UK, to the USA family. Shout out to the USA, to the New Orleans family. Y'all already know what it is. Yeah.
It's a permanent addition?
It gotta be.
Okay.
It's gotta be. Once you start, you can't stop. To the Texas family, to all over the U.S. who be hitting us up in the Northeast, in the Southeast, in the West Coast. We see y'all, we respect them. Fourth, in terms of housekeeping, the meetup. Bam, bam, bam. August 19th, 3 o'clock, the Potato Shed. Man, we just left the Potato Shed. And it's a vibe over there. A whole vibe. They had a brother in there singing, let my love, just let my love adore you. But don't let it let you down. And you gotta know. Boy, that boy was saying, then he sung some Luther. Huh? She sung some Luther now. Y'all already know, can't nobody sing like Luther, so I want to tell the brother, leave that alone. Stick to, what's his name? Manuel? Stick to him.
Miguel.
Oh, yeah, stick to him. Yeah, don't, you leave that Luther alone now. The book club, we still on housekeeping. The book club, it is the second?
Yes.
I think it's
She said.
the first Saturday in September. First Saturday in September. I have not sent out the email with the link yet because I want to send out one email. So I'll continue to say, email me at asadelmalik@gmail.com. Put book club in the subject. I got you. All I'm going to do is go to my email. I'm going to Google book club in the subject, and then all y'all going to come up. And then I'm going to make one big email with the link. Not 2 or 3, not 4 or 5. One big email with the link. And it's a lot of people that say, so I hope everybody getting into the book. The new apartheid. The new apartheid, that's some good stuff. I got a good book over here too. Listen, y'all be wondering work that we doing over at the African Center for the Study of the United States. This is a good book that was produced, published by the African Center for the Study of the United States. It is called Africa's Policy Towards the U.S., the Biden Era, edited by Dr. Bob Keyser, who is the interim director of the center. This is some good stuff. Good stuff. Let me give y'all a little game. Fellas, if you're single, sisters, if you're single, and you go by somebody's house and they don't have a bookshelf, that ain't the person for you. That ain't the person for you. They don't read. Y'all gonna have nothing but trouble. That's gonna be nothing but trouble. Y'all see my little Hugo. So yeah, I went to the Mall of Africa, got clean on him right quick. Look, looking like I'm a Soweto boy. You heard me? Yeah. Anyway, let's get to some of these comments, man. Let's see what's going on. I see people jumping in. Okay, we can hear now, fam. Brother aside. All right. Oh, should we start from the top?
No, we had all of those.
Oh, good.
Like where you were like,
Shout out to Norman, shout out to Tax, shout out to Steven, shout out to Rick Hill, shout out to Angie, shout out to Sofa Warrior. Sing your sing, bro. I can see Sister Angie is not convinced about the singing. No, I'm a poet. Y'all want to know how I got it? I used to get it with my poetry. Roses are red, violets are blue. John gave me $5. How you do that?
But I don't think you can pen that.
I'm gonna give it a love. 100. 100. Oh, let me do this up. For anybody that want to jump into the actual conversation, yeah, copy, invite link.
Another old people.
Hey, listen, y'all know I'm old school. Yeah, y'all people be doing a little different than me, but yeah. So we're gonna put that in there.
All right.
Just like that. Just like that. Man, so man, it's been a minute.
I don't even remember the last time we did this.
It
was right before we moved out of the other house. We were talking about all the issues with the house.
That's true. That's true. It's been a minute. So it's been a couple of months since we've gone live, but we wanted to touch in with our people and say, hey, what's happening? So the link is in the comments. If you guys feel like jumping on and jumping into this conversation. All right, Noella, Lawrence. Yeah. All right, what's happening? John Mooney. Is he related to Paul? That Hugo is a sign against book reading. No. Listen, that's funny because listen, I was laughing. You know, y'all know, if y'all know me, y'all know I'm at Four Ways every weekend. So the Four Ways Farmers Market is what I'm talking about. And we were out there today, boy. We was having a good time, laughing loud, talking loud, eat, drink, and be merry. What's happening, Brother Art? Eat, drink, and be merry. And then it started getting a little late. I guess it was about 5:30, something like that. Yeah. And a whole bunch of gold chains came. I said, oh, it was packed out there, y'all. It was packed, but it was like, you got the older people, we was chilling. We got out there at 2 o'clock. You know, we old. I brought my own chair with me.
Yeah. Look, I mean, we could wait and see if there's a tree stump for us, but
somebody I might just get the Alabama chair for the Hugo. Hey, listen. Hey, I'm trying to be hip. I'm trying to be hip. Salama Yasser Israel. That's peace in the name of God or something like that. Because El is God. And Salama is peace. So salam to you, your love, Yah. Arlic, how you got? Alaric. Oh, that's a pretty name. Alaric. It's like a mixture between allegory and lyric.
They had to laugh at you trying to pronounce this.
Y'all know
you set yourself up for that though.
Y'all know I don't know how to talk.
Yeah, it's like read it in your hands first.
Yasser. Listen. I ain't the best at that reading thing. I read books though, but like names, that's hard for me. Y'all already know, but y'all know what I'm good at. I'm good at faces. So I remember faces. I don't remember names, and it's hard for me to pronounce names. But I remember faces, and that's an important skill, especially you know somebody trying to do you something. I know him. I've seen his face. Somebody say not the chair, but yeah, Noella. Yeah, we brought our own chair.
Those festival chairs.
Yeah.
I'm
an old person.
Put it on your shoulder.
That bench. So then we ended up, I found out that you could be out there and you can ask like the little guys who come clean up. If y'all ever been, listen, I don't know who owns the Four Ways Farmers Market. I'm just telling you, Go out there. It's a good time. It's a good time for old people. It's a good time for young people. You got the family friendly side. Then you got the grown folk side. You can get you a little hookah. They don't call it hookah here. Shisha, but they got another name, hobby, something like that. So they have that, and they have food, and if you drank that alcohol, they got the alcohol out there too. But yeah, but the little benches and stuff hurt you behind. So the little dudes that clean up, pick up, I found out if you ask them, they will bring you a table. Like I saw them setting up a table for somebody else. I said, how they get the VIP treatment? And he brought me a little table, gave him a little 100 Rand tip. But yeah, that's because we had other people with us. We needed a table, right? I'm going to do a study abroad in South Africa in about a year or two. You guys really inspired me to go to SA.
Oh, very nice.
That's
my baby cousin did a study abroad here. She was in Cape Town.
Kuya Ihulo. Kuya, shout out to you too, brother. And Alaric, man, congratulations, man. Listen, I want everybody to have the opportunity to visit the continent, right? I want everybody to come. Let me tell you, I made a post on my Facebook page that said today was such a good day for us because it was a reminder of why we moved to South Africa. It was a reminder why we packed up all our stuff and moved over here. I felt light, L-I-G-H-T, as in illuminated, as well as light, L-I-G-H-T, as in not heavy, the antonym. The antithesis of heavy. Okay, right? So text. What? Hold me down, boy. But text. You number one in my book too. You and your boy. Man, celebrate the first super chat. Yes, Lord. 100, man. Thank you, Tax, man. We show appreciate it. We show appreciate that's gas money. Right. Yeah. That's big. Look, yeah, that's gonna help pay for this outfit. Help pay for this. I'm just telling Stacy and Red, seeing that. Shout out to Stacy and Red that perhaps they ought to pivot their barbecue experience at Pilot. I guess it was Pilot. Yeah. Oh, Detroit.
I think somebody looked into something in Fort Worth. There was like a waiting list.
It's like I think it's a long waiting list. Yeah, somebody was looking into the stalls over there, and they say it's a waiting list. But Tax is from Detroit. Shout out to Detroit. Yeah, I mess with Detroit. No, on some real. On some real. Hold up now. There's a few places in the United States that I rock with. I rock with New Orleans off top. I rock with Baltimore off top. I rock with New York City a little bit because sometimes they be a little bit too much for me. But you see, Detroit got some players and some OGs, and yeah, Detroit real. Yeah. Detroit has some partners from Detroit that went to school with me. Detroit real, man. All right. So hello, just watched Stacy Red. Had to stop watching. Oh, I didn't realize they were still on, man. I thought they was off. They doing a marathon. They like Law and Order.
I'm not gonna be on here for 4 or 5 hours tonight.
Sandili said Hugo Boss is not analogous with Polo. Is not, but watch this. Y'all see that duck? Y'all see that horse? The horse still there. Stop playing with me. Stop playing. It's all on my underwear. I got the vest. I got the socks. I mixed them up. I mixed them up a little bit. Yeah, I mixed it up a little bit. But so what's been going on, man? I put the link in the thing, so if anybody want to jump on, I feel like talking tonight, man. I got a mouthful of inspiration right now. Peace, family, can't wait. What's happening for Lisa? Can't wait to see y'all again. I'm preparing for the move to Joburg. Just got back on the 29th of July. I'm missing the meetup again. Don't worry, we about to put this thing in full swing again. Yeah, it's warming up. I got my schedule together.
I already feel it.
Oh,
The
man.
winter, I feel it sneaking up.
I didn't have to sleep with
right.
sweatpants, sweatshirt, a robe, or pajamas, everything.
I had my robe either, and I was like, I'm actually not freezing.
Yeah.
This winter
Man, please let it be.
and tonight and today was nice.
It was
It
what?
was a beautiful
Who was outside today? Like today was just beautiful.
Yeah.
Like today was beautiful, man. And oh man, we had a great time. Oh, that's why I put it on my Facebook page. I felt light, as in the opposite of heavy, light as in bright and illuminated. Today was the day that reminded me again. It's like sometimes you just get these constant reminders. Sometimes it's a reminder like, dang, I really moved to South Africa. Then it's like today was a reminder why I moved to South Africa. Vibes, man. Good vibes, good people. We had us a good time. I laughed so loud, my throat started hurting. Yeah, it was just a good time. I was hanging with our people, Paul and Denise, out there at the four ways. So we had us, let me take this off here. Oh, yeah, we had us a good time today. So it's more like a police academy, -5, not Law and Order.
Okay.
But so shout out to Sister Hooks, who's on her way. Hey family, I jumped from the, I hope y'all still good, man. We good, brother Anthony, man. Thank you for jumping on, man. We definitely good. Just wanted to politic with some people, man. We officially have a Zulu teacher. We had one that we met, but now we met one who actually lives in Kyalami, who is going to instruct our Zulu gang, right? So one day I'm gonna get on here, I'm gonna be like Sawubona. Yeah, and y'all gonna be like Ujani.
Yeah. There's a lady here who calls us out. She sees us.
She does. She does.
You must learn.
Yeah. When we walking around the neighborhood, we bump into her. Yeah, she be on us. Yeah. I let Adrian handle it because I was like, look, it's too early in the morning to be asking you all the questions, man. I'm out here trying to lose weight and you want to give me a quiz? Listen, I ain't wake up for all that, man. Somebody, I am the one says I'm coming to Joburg September 10th through the 19th. Hope that I have a meetup then. Inshallah, God willing, we will have something going on. Man, listen, we're excited about the meetup because it's the first one in a long time. And it was it's always good to really sit down, laugh loud, talk loud, and have a good time with your people. And the Potato Shed is a really just attractive venue to me. Like nice waterfalls and fountains and and the people told us where they're gonna set us up at. Yeah, so it's really nice. From Boynton Beach, Florida. All right, Miss Cheryl.
I'm unfamiliar.
Yeah, that's near Miami. That's another city. Miami. Yeah, I rock with Miami hard.
Miami's nice, but it's not really my style.
There she go. We used to love Miami. We used to go to Miami. We was going to Miami all Christmas and everything.
No.
Yeah.
Tickets were super cheap.
Yes, indeed.
Like a quick, I can go there, hop there for like $79.
Yeah. Especially if you fly Spirit. I told you, Spirit like.
Don't be dirty. I know everybody has the jokes, but I've never
been
on a raggedy Spirit.
Spirit's so uncomfortable. Spirit have you sitting up like this. It's like I told y'all before, Spirit like flying. Y'all don't know about Spirit Airlines, my South African family. It's like putting wings on one of them little taxis that be riding. Put some wings on it. That's Spirit Airlines. All right.
My problem with Spirit is that
they charge you for everything.
So what you think you're saving, you're not saving.
Like Luciana, I see you, Miss. Oh, okay. And I say Luciana, I'm thinking the rap song. Right, Lucci falling from the sky. What's going on? Oh, her audio still connecting. How you doing? Her audio still connecting.
They want to know about this Alabama bus up.
Making how y'all enjoying that. Say now, y'all know I did a video the other day about Miss Cheryl. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
All right. Yeah, I can hear you good. I can hear you good. Oh, hear you
Hey
well.
guys, how you doing? Oh, it's called Boynton Beach, Florida.
Where's that by?
It is near Boca Raton.
Where's by?
Y'all, okay, New Orleans.
Right
Okay,
in
New
Miami,
Orleans.
we're lost.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. It's yeah, yeah. Sis, what it takes about maybe like what 30 minutes to get to Miami from here? It's an hour. It takes an
Okay.
hour. It's an hour away.
Okay, so yeah, y'all okay. Y'all near like what's
How
that
close are
Dade?
you to Fort Lauderdale?
I flew into West Palm Beach. We flew into West Palm Beach last night,
Okay,
me and my
Okay.
husband. Yeah,
Got
yeah,
it.
we're here
Okay.
to celebrate my father-in-law. He turned 97 years old yesterday.
Oh wow, that is a man. Please give him the
Yeah.
greetings and wish him a longer and
Happy
stronger
birthday.
life and a happy
Yes,
birthday.
yes. We'll be here till Wednesday. And also it's our 11th wedding anniversary month. So we're here too.
That's all
Congratulations.
right.
Thank
That's
you.
Cool.
so
So
you're
what
not
is
from
it?
Florida.
So
Where you
what
from?
no, I am from Pennsylvania, but my mom is from Louisiana.
I saw the name. I saw the name with that French name. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. My husband, their family, they're Haitian. It's La Joie.
Oh.
Lajoie.
Oh,
It's La
okay.
Joie. Yeah, Cheryl La Joie.
So where your mama from in Louisiana?
She's from Alexandria.
I know you lying.
Y'all might be related.
You my cousin. Me and
Of
you
course.
cousins. My
Let
mama
me
is
tell you
from
something. Let me
Alexandria,
tell you
Louisiana.
something.
Huh?
Alexandria, Opelousas, of course, Shreveport, all of those surrounding places. But yeah, Alexandria.
My mama is from Alexandria, Lower Third Street is where she from.
My mom and them grew up on Monroe. They call themselves the Monroe Street Gang.
Oh.
And back then, like how in this day and time we'll say, "Oh, what did you guys have for dinner?" Because I grew up in Pennsylvania, so a lot of times, the kids in Pennsylvania, I grew up in Chester, Pennsylvania. It's next to Philadelphia, right outside of Philadelphia, right?
All
So a
right.
lot of times people would say when we were growing up, "Oh, what did you guys have for dinner?" We're like, "Oh, we had pig feet, collard greens, this, and that." And they was like, where, are you really from here?" And I'm like, yeah, because we always said, yes, ma'am, thank you, sir. Not in Pennsylvania. They're not used to that. But because we grew up in a home with a Southern mother from Louisiana, it was
Yeah.
always, yes, sir, thank you, ma'am, this and this and that. So they're like meat and potatoes there. We're rice and beans, and things
That's
like
right.
that.
That's right.
We're rice and beans. So my mom, when they were growing up, she said they would say, "What kind of beans and rice you guys have?" And it was never meat. Meat was a delicacy to have every once in a while. And when my grandfather went to the butcher, they had to go in the back, around the back, and whatever they cut up, like the chitlins and the feet and the neck and all of that, that's what they would prepare for them and throw it out the back. They wouldn't hand it to them, they would throw it out to them.
Mm. That's why I'm going to South Africa. Ain't nobody throwing no chitlins at me.
You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
I am
It's crazy. It's crazy because when I had started watching you guys, I was on my client, Michelle Prejean, right? She went to, I thought no, okay. So I told her, I said, "Oh, it's this young couple that moved to South Africa. They from New Orleans or whatever." And I says, "Dr. Saad and his wife, Adrian." And she was like, "Huh?" So I showed her a picture and she's like, "I know him." She went to school. I was doing her hair that day because I own a salon in the Woodlands in Texas, right? And she text you or emailed you that day and said, "What part of South Africa you guys had?" Matter of fact, you guys had just moved. You guys had just moved to South Africa. And I said, "Well, what part? Are they in Pretoria, Johannesburg?" I was like, naming like all the different places, right? Because I learned
Yeah.
from you guys, being on there. And she emailed or texted you that day. And I think did you say Tentorian?
No,
No,
I'm in Joburg.
I know you're in Joburg,
Brand.
but like how you live in, like, people say, okay, I live in Houston, Texas, and I say, okay, I live in Houston, Texas, but I live in Spring. You know, I live in something.
Yeah,
I live in
yeah,
the area of Spring, like that, right? And
yeah.
she
Yeah.
said you guys had just moved. It had only been a month or two when you guys had moved, when I had seen you guys. And
Oh,
her
yeah.
name is Michelle Prejean. I thought she said she went to school with you.
She from New Orleans. Gotta be her name, Prejean.
Y-
Yeah. That's a
Yes,
that's
they
that's as
are.
New
They
Orleans as you
are.
can get.
She knew exactly who you were. And that's when she told me, she was like, oh yeah, I remember them moving and everything, blah, 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 was going to move or something like that. And I was like, okay, so you must really know them. But yeah, I'm telling you, but you guys are doing so good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh
Thank you,
my
truly.
gosh.
We
Angela,
glowing,
how
ain't we?
was your trip? When you didn't you go away for 4 weeks? Where did you go?
2 weeks. No, not no 4 weeks. We came to New Orleans for 2 weeks,
Yeah.
and that was 2 weeks too long. Yeah, I was stressed out.
I know, I see you guys walking through the neighborhood. You were just like, I gotta get them out of here. And then when y'all went to go look at a piece of real estate and y'all was saying how much it was, and I was like, okay, they must have lost their daggone mind charging that
Yeah,
kind of money for that little old place.
that's what I'm saying. That's one of the beauties. Oh, he didn't. This person didn't connect to their audio, but that's one of the beauties of SA, man. Like I'm saying, you can get some beautiful properties here for
I
for
got
for.
I finally got my husband on board. He is speaking it. And he was in the Air Force for 22 years. So he
Nice.
actually has started to get his full retirement because they gave him he retired at 58 because he did a last tour in 2013 to 2014, right? So they gave him a credit because of some other stuff, right? So he get his full benefits and everything like that. So I start showing him the different places in SA. So I showed him a townhouse, right? And he was like, that, he said, babe, that's not a townhouse. I said, it is a townhouse. They consider it like a cluster, right? I said, because you
Yeah,
have your clusters, your townhouse, your condos, your apartments, your single
Right.
family, your villas, and this and that, right? I was breaking
look,
it
look,
down.
look. She
I
running
did
it.
my homework. Don't play with me because I'm trying to get the essay like tomorrow, right? And now he was just like, he said, and this is what he told me. And when my husband tell me something, when that military man tell me something, I know he mean it. He was like, you know what? He said, next year, I'm done. Where you want to go? I said, SA. He said, okay.
That's
I said,
it.
I said, we have to go visit first.
And
He
you have to
said,
visit.
I've been all around the world. And
Mhm.
if you say it's all right, we going.
Man,
I am
that's a stand-up
so
man right there.
I am so excited. And I told him, I said, I want to live in Blue Valley. I'm sorry.
Oh, hey, Blue Valley is
I
nice.
showed him Blue Valley. He was like, whatever you want. I said,
Man, Blue
It's
Valley.
I
beautiful,
showed him
but
your house.
I will say this, give yourself some time to see other places once you get here, because Blue Valley is beautiful, but we've seen some
There's some,
beautiful
there's some,
Oh,
places, areas.
I've seen some other ones. I linked up with this lady named Oni. She's from Johannesburg, right? And she's in the real estate game. She
Mhm.
has a lot of property. It's called Lake, what is it called? Lakefield Estates or something. That estate is the bomb.
Quite a few of them.
They got a
Oh,
lot. They
but
got
see,
a lot.
Take your
that's why I want to
time.
do the real estate tour.
Yeah. See,
Mhm.
and see what they have to offer
Yeah.
around here. Yeah. Because I think,
Serengeti, they got a lot of places for like retired people. Serengeti, that subdivision over there, or
yeah,
whatever
I think that's in the
development.
South, huh?
I think so.
I think the Serengeti's in the South. But look, let's see what our brother here talking about.
Yes,
Uh,
yes, yes.
but you know I'm not trying to pronounce that. That's a whole bunch of consonants.
No, no, no. For pronunciation issues, I will just stick to the name that is on your chest, Dr. Aslan.
On the name on my says Naya Khan.
No, no, no. For pronunciation, it's Ntlagani.
Huh?
It's
Say it
Ntlagani.
Economy.
Ntlagani.
Nakanalipo.
No,
It's
you're not.
Ah,
It's
I'm
Nhlakani.
studying too.
right.
Yes. No. Let us just stick with my second name, just Hugo.
Hugo.
Yes, with the H.
Hi,
But you're
Hugo.
wearing that.
That's easy. That's easy. I got that one.
Yes, because
Now, if I am mistaken, this not your first. You've been following us for a while, haven't you? Because I think you have another name on YouTube. Am I making?
no, I'm not on YouTube, not at all.
Oh,
But
okay.
I do follow you on social media as well.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Doctor. It's like, and greetings, everyone. You know, I have been following your journey since the early days, since 2021.
Wow.
Yes. I'm just here, on passing on remarks towards the great work that you have done in laying the
Oh,
foundation, for your grandchildren, for your descendants, in taking, a remarkable decision in coming from miles and miles away, and just stepping onto Africa, and reclaiming your birthrights as a people, that in itself, is a huge blessing. It's a huge
Man,
blessing.
brother. Man,
wow.
those words just touch my spirit. Not honestly, and all jokes aside, I
Oh,
really appreciate you saying that,
Yes.
Hugo. I really do, man. That's and you know what? I think about that often. I think about my grandchildren, like growing up on the continent where the US is something that they know, but it's not something that they've experienced too much, and like the level of maybe the autonomy and agency and freedom and I think if my son's married like a Zulu woman, how I'm afford to get all them cows. Because they're gonna try to hit they're gonna try to hit me up.
cows and
Wow.
goats.
For them to have African wives, I don't know if we can afford them.
They'll be like, he from America. Get him, we want 40 cows.
No, I assure you it won't be like that.
Oh,
And
bless
you're
his heart.
you're talking to a Zulu from Durban.
Durban, all
Wow.
right. KZN,
Yes,
hold
yes,
it
yes.
down.
Yes,
Definitely,
yes,
my
yes.
brother.
So I am very glad in meeting all of you. I was thrilled, the first time when I followed Dr. Assad on your Instagram and you just followed me back. I was like, wow, like, I remember when I even told my mom that, wow, I have an African American that's following me, but I don't really post that much. There's nothing.
That's why I know your face. That's why, that's why I said I knew his face. So it was not YouTube, it's Instagram. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I got you now, my brother.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Man, well, I appreciate your support, man. And man, so
yes.
it's all well, but thank you so much. Miss Cheryl, thank you. We're gonna get to some of these comments and we'll be right back to y'all.
No, just one last thing. Just one last thing. I see that it's a remarkable coincidence that you're wearing a brand with my name, and today is also my birthday. So, yes.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you
Serendipitous.
very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah, well, look, I'm not only, I got your name all over, I got it all on the fanny pack, all on the pants, everything. I was walking around like I was the fine girl at the club at the Four Ways, just striking with my keyboard.
Not the four ways, not the four ways.
Yes, because I was just getting on to this platform, just to show as well that you're not only touching on the lives of people who are just also around your age, and also you're also impacting young people, as well. Because I'm here, 21 years old, and I have been following your guys' journey since 2021, and with the rest of the other content creators as well from other various places, other African Americans.
21 years old today?
Yes.
Why you not out celebrating? You supposed to be at the club, man. You supposed to be turning
No. I've been too busy studying, so
ladies, all the single ladies, listen up. Hugo about to get some money. He said he got he's studying. That's the person. He gonna be rich when he's 35. Right? All the young boys who in the club playing around. There he is.
Hey,
There he
Art.
is.
Hello.
Hey,
Mr. Art, what's going on, my brother?
Hi.
hey,
You can hear us?
It might be a delay.
Oh, it might be because he's probably watching it on YouTube. Art, you gotta watch it via Zoom.
hey, man, how you guys doing? Can you hear me?
Good, my brother.
Yeah, how you doing,
Yeah.
Art?
Hey, I'm doing well. I figured I'd jump on here real quick. Doc, I've always enjoyed listening to you and Adrian. So I'm excited about making that road trip back to SA. Hopefully, I'm looking to go in October. So definitely looking forward to coming back again.
Awesome.
Now you back in Florida?
Yeah, I'm here in Orlando. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Hot as heck.
Right.
Heat wave.
Wait,
Hey, man,
I've been sitting out. No, go ahead.
I'm about to say, man, both you and Michelle, I know Michelle is from Pennsylvania, but both of y'all in a pretty dangerous state right now. I see y'all governor is totally cutting up.
Man,
Hey, my governor.
I call him Ron Death Sentence. That's who he is, man. He's cutting up here. He's cutting up. It's crazy.
Man, say, I don't know, bro. Say, when I hear the stories like about the DeSantis, and the Trumps, I just heard a speech from Trump the other day that was just totally outrageous. Like, I was like, where is America going?
What is gonna happen?
What is going? Yeah, really, like, what is going to happen if you get these people into office? Like, it's just rough right now. And I do think I want to encourage any Black person that's listening. I understand, listen, some Black people say, I got to stay here and fight for my people. I respect that. You're a soldier. I used to feel just like that. You got others say, I want to leave, but I can't leave because I have family ties. I have people that I'm taking care of. But those who have the will and those who have an inclination, y'all need to start checking into the work. Yeah, plan B. There's a world out here, and there are a whole lot of places that are safer and better and just more advantageous. Michelle, I'm gonna pause you for a minute, Michelle.
Boy, don't even try.
No, I think that was
Okay.
who I muted. Y'all know I'm out here muting. I was trying to mute Michelle because she was talking to her people. But oh Lord, hey, listen, they shouldn't give old people technology. Cause y'all know I don't know what I be doing. Man, y'all come show me how to work this this internet mail thing, man. But yeah, I want my people to take an opportunity to get out. Those who can. And we're working on some very important things with the Center and the African Union to really create more opportunities, or suggest. Let me say, we're going to suggest and make recommendations for more opportunities for African Americans to come to South Africa in particular, and hopefully that leads to just more exploring the continent. Ghana right now is winning. Ghana has 5,000 African Americans currently living, and it is like the top destination for African Americans who are thinking about coming to the continent. Well, I say those who are there, more power to you. But if you haven't visited South Africa, then I don't know. Then South Africa is putting a hurting on. Like that, to me, I think South Africa is better. I'm not saying
it really is.
It's Ghana, but I do think South Africa is better. But South Africa, there has to be some more opportunities and ways for African Americans to get here. And I mean, there's like legitimate ways and legitimate. Right now, South Africa has a shortage of nurses, and the nurses that are in South Africa are being poached by places like Germany, right? Places like Germany or Dubai, or what's the place that a lot of the like not Australia, New Zealand is another place that's poaching the nurses, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, not so much the United States. but the UK, Germany, New Zealand,
New
right?
Zealand.
Well, that's an opportunity for Black Americans. Y'all, how many Black women y'all know nurses?
Hey, Doc,
Everybody
you know,
and
one
mama
of
a
the
nurse. Look, Michelle a nurse. Yeah.
No, I'm
Yeah.
not a
Hey,
nurse.
Doc.
I'm just saying I know a lot of
Oh, okay.
nurses.
Oh, yeah, you said you were a
Hey, Doc.
beautician.
But they have been picked to become traveling nurses though, to go to other
Yeah.
places.
That's right. That's
And
right.
they're offering them a really good amount of money too to leave.
Facts. But
I think what they need to do too is they need to make it attractive in terms of providing some incentive to come. I'm talking about SA, that is, because if they have this shortage, do like some of the other countries, even like here in the US, they should have nurses shortage as well. But I think that if you make it attractive to them, you give them some incentive, housing, purchasing power, discounts, shopping, a number of plethora of things that they can do. I believe that will help, bring nurses into SA. Now Kenya is doing some things sort of like what Ghana is doing in terms of making, to get the citizenship in Ghana. I mean, I'm sorry, in Kenya. So
yeah.
I think that if they do some similar things, I think it will kind of open the door a little bit more for SA.
Absolutely. And when you say that
Absolutely.
stuff, it makes me think, look at the world we're living in. Look at the times we are living in. I'm not talking about the bad times. I mean, the time when we have African Americans actively engaging in conversations about repatriation, going back to the continent, thinking of ways that we can get there, thinking of ways that we can contribute, and thinking of ways that we can heal while we're here. Because we got some healing that we need to do. And I think that's what takes place when we come to SA or when we come to the continent. We get the opportunity to heal. Because we've been through a traumatic experience. And I said this on Facebook the other day, like, you can't go through what we've been through and then come out whole, completely healed. You have to have a healing experience. And that's what coming to the continent does. I'll say it again, 40 million Black people are not about to leave the US, but if we can create the type of synergy between the continent, African Americans, Jamaicans, our brothers and sisters in the Caribbean and in Central and South America, because they're African too.
Right.
Yeah, they speak Spanish, but they're African too, right?
You got that right.
Create a type of synergy, man. We will see just I hate to use the words New World Order because it has such a negative connotation now,
Yeah,
but
it does.
a New World Order, But let's get to these comments, y'all, because
Hold on.
where are we?
Because
Because there's a lot of comments. Well, we need to start where we had. I got another super chat. Y'all gonna make me rich, man. I'll be balling. Let me see. Let's see. Okay. All right. So we got tax. All right. Just okay. All right. I think we read that one. I'm coming to Joburg. All right. Wow, that's gonna be beautiful. Oh, I would like everyone to open their minds, come to Africa. I've been talking with my co-workers and also my family about Africa. We'll be there end of December to Joburg for our 30th anniversary. Congratulations, sister.
Oh, awesome. Congratulations.
Spirit Airlines, a hell of the air. Good evening, Doc. How did you enjoy the Alabama bus stop? We're gonna get to that, Vico. We'll get to that. You forgot Orlando. Shout out to Orlando. Yeah, all right, Art, I see you. Your tongue just ain't used to saying Kyalami. I still recall it was a mission and we had to handle that one. She's a small one. Spirit is the bus of the air. Retirement. Congratulations. What is it? 5 dysentery belated birthday for the old man. Oh yeah. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Fort Lauderdale close.
Oh, someone else from Haiti in the house?
All right, shout out to Haiti. We got to talk about Haiti. Was a big influence on New Orleans. Glad to catch this live. WLC. Oh, that's the brother WCP. That brother got a PhD, a MPH, and an MA. That's the smartest Negro on earth. Stressed out. Y'all Culture Live 4 weeks would have been death. The heat wave, that heat wave, yes indeed.
Oh, you're fired. Come on, rock polo.
This is the best comment of the night. Anthony, jump on Anthony. We're gonna put the link in the thing for Anthony. Anthony said I inspired him to rock polo, man. Shout out to you, brother. Welcome to the club. It's it's a long, hard journey to get here. But Silver Lakes.
It's not in the south, it's east.
Oh, okay.
I'm bad.
Hey Doc, who said you could leave yours out here in New Orleans? Let me hold $5. Geechee Dan, what's happening, Geechee? Happy born day to brother Hugo. Hey Doc, I hear that blah blah, but that Hugo sweater though, hella fresh. Thank you, my brother. Thank you, my brother. Yeah, I was getting looks out there. Yeah, I was hurt. I was getting looks. Carl Lane.
Carl Lane.
Thank you, my brother. You a soldier. All y'all, the super chats, y'all soldiers out there. I'm saying, like, yeah, SA makes it too difficult to come. And that's some things that we're working on. We know it feels difficult, but there's actually a lot of opportunities to be here. But I think there's other ways that SA can attract African Americans, particularly like recent college grads, skilled laborers, engineers, IT professionals. Because if you look at, there's a critical skills list, right? So there's a critical skills list that South Africa puts out every year, right? And that's great. The second thing is South Africa then needs to figure out how to attract those people here. And Art gave a great answer. You have to incentivize. You have to give, you know, you look at people in the United States, some of them are doing pretty well. They'll say, well, why am I to go to South Africa to help, or to go to South Africa to fulfill this thing? You got to incentivize. And another thing, like the real South Africa did this very, very well.
Yes, they
They
did.
showed the luxury side of South Africa. Why do that? Because you're not going to attract the 23-year-old recent college graduate by showing them the safari. That ain't gonna make them want to come. They want to see the nightlife. They want to see the malls. They want to see all the things they can get into. They want to see Four Ways Farmers Market. They want to see, like, I can come there and have a great experience and enjoy myself, right? They want to see the stuff that takes place in Cape Town and all of the beauty there. So there has to be like the marketing strategy, or let me see, the advertising strategy of SA has to be more than come and check out the safari, the big five, right? If you want to attract certain people, right? Yeah, I mean, it'll attract some people, but I'm talking about that 22-year-old college graduate. She just completed her nursing degree, and she got her certification or her license or whatever have you. How can you attract her? The same way people are attracted to Atlanta. They look at Atlanta and say, man, it's going down. It's hot Atlanta. I want to go out there. It's a great experience. That's the way you attract them. Well, I know Miss Cheryl. You gotta like Atlanta to like Atlanta. But shout out to Atlanta. Yeah, shout out to Atlanta.
Been there, done
Everybody
that.
don't feel it like out there.
I mean, hey, Doc, speaking of, hey, if I can, speaking of Atlanta, man, I had the opportunity, blessed to be able to do my internship with Congressman John Lewis back in the day. So I've learned so much, man, from him, and just the kind of person that he is, man. It was a blessing to be able to do that.
Man, shout out to John Lewis for giving his life to love Black people, to work for Black people since he was a teenager. He died. He died from being 16, 17 years old, following behind Dr. King, to being a congressperson, spending his entire life working on behalf of Black people. Now that's dedication. But I heard a story about Dr. King that just made me respect him even more. He was put, you know, they took him to prison one time. There's a lot of stuff that we don't really know about the history of Dr. King or his story. They put him in prison one time, and on his way to the 4-hour drive, they had him in the back of a paddy wagon with a German Shepherd. And the German Shepherd is attacking him for 4 hours. And when he got out, this is what he said. Look how beautiful, man. Look how powerful this was. When he got out, and I'm relaying this story from Dr. Cornell West. His daddy said, Martin couldn't barely walk, and he said, this is the cross that I must bear to liberate my people.
Wow.
Man,
Wow.
if I could have a tenth of that type of love, because I get mad at Black people every day. I'd be like, man, let the white man destroy him. I get mad at Black people every day, but that's the type of love. That's love, and John Lewis had that love in him, brother. John Lewis had that love in him, man.
Awesome. He was an awesome
like
human being.
caught up. Huh? You say, Michelle?
I said he was an awesome human being. He was awesome.
Awesome. Yeah.
Oh my God, he was awesome.
So somebody want to know about the Alabama brawl for it all.
I got my folding chair.
Man, nah.
Yes, I was going to ask about that eventually.
Man, listen.
So what is the
The
Don't
Q's
look
was
right
out there too.
on
Did you
that?
see the guys in the purple shirt? They was the Q's out there helping.
Oh, there was some cues.
That had to be
Well,
the Q's. When I
they,
seen the
they, that makes sense.
no, because I was on the live with Stacey and Red earlier, and
Yeah.
and Red said, she said, Miss Cheryl, make the correction. She said a black guy did discover the folding chair. She said not the folding chair, it's the Alabama Slammer now. And I was like, oh my bag, the Alabama Slammer. She said, and I told her, I said, did you see the two guys with the purple t-shirts? I said, they were Q's, what they? She said, what they? I said, I think they was Q's that got up in there.
It makes sense. That makes
They
sense.
do make sense.
But I think like Dr. Huey Newton said we must separate the violence of the oppressor from the self-defense of the people. So people say, oh, y'all, how are y'all laughing about violence? That wasn't violence. That was self-defense. And that was Black unity. And that was just a beautiful moment in time. And what I was most impressed with was the level of global unity that for just that moment, when Black folk in Nigeria, Black folk in South Africa started watching the video, and everybody felt it. Everybody was like, go! When that little brother, when they see that video, that brother jumping in that water swimming,
swimming like a fish.
that's love. That's John Lewis type love. He jumped in that water to go and defend and help his brother.
Yes.
Now, if we could live like that every day for one another, man, just imagine how powerful we'd be.
Hey, the one thing I think that was important, you just touched a little bit on it about the national attention, but one, I think it sent out a serious message to white supremacy. That again, we're not backing down. This ain't the 50s no more.
Right.
We're not, it's a different time now. So I was so happy to see that. But it was humorous at the same time. But I was happy to see the unity for that. So yeah.
And I think that's really what Black people are proud of. It's not necessarily the fight. We've been fighting white boys our whole life. That ain't nothing new, right? It was unity. Whether they knew that dock worker or not, they said to themselves, I see my brother being harmed and I'm about to go out there and defend him. It's biblical. Y'all know Moses saw an Israelite or a Hebrew getting whooped by one of the Egyptians, and he decided that he was going to attack that man. Yeah, he said, because that's my brother. He ain't know that man. He just said, that's my brother. I can't allow that to happen like that. And and there's been so many times that we have witnessed Black folk in America, from the George Floyd incident. Black people were standing around watching George Floyd die. And I don't mean like on the video. I mean, the people that pulled out the camera, there was Black people holding them cameras and they watched that man die. And so sometimes we got to check ourselves in the fear. I know it was the police and it was a different instance, but it was that fear that held us back. And when we saw that video in Alabama, we saw fearless Black people and we saw so much potential in us. Like, the potential of our unity. Man, listen, Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that our unity is more fierce than an atomic or hydrogen bomb. Man, see your Black folks get unified all over the world. It ain't even gotta be all of us, just enough of us. Oh man, we unstoppable. Man, we unstoppable. Somebody, let's see what the comments saying. Let's see, Black Alabama, a combination of things African Americans need to organize, and unfortunately, it appears that you aren't organized in the U.S. and centers are there, but used by non-melanin folks. Yeah, I would say that Black folk, well, it depends on what you look at in terms of organization in the U.S. I mean, it's rough because we're not a monolithic people, right? What goes on, like for instance, people on the East Coast may not be happy gun owners. People down south, Black or white, we happy gun owners. We're pro We are pro holding that pistol, right? Adrian's not.
Why are you calling me out?
Because you're not. I am. But so we're not a monolithic people, but we have been organized enough to have civil rights movement. We've been organized enough to put together the Black Power movement, the Black Lives Matter movement. We've been organized enough to fight against racism. That's what we do. We fight against racist laws in any way that we can. Sometimes we do it through art. Sometimes we do it through policy change. Sometimes we just do it in the street, right? You know, so I think there's a level of we need to be more organized. Maybe that's okay. We need to be more organized, more on the same page. We need like a 10-point platform that we all agree on all over the country and be like, whatever way we can work towards these aims, this is the aims that we'll work for. You work for it in your state, I work for it in my state. You work for it in your city, I'll do it in my city. But we have been an organized group of people, and I think that coming here, there needs to be an infrastructure bill. But here, just keep in mind, yes, Black people have been coming to South Africa since the 1800s, right? That's the book that we read at the last book club, The Americans Are Coming. It's just from 1890 to 1940. That's how long Black Americans have been coming to South Africa, right? And we were essentially banned by the apartheid government. But now that we are here, coming in significant numbers, right? Not a rush, but numbers enough that we could say, man, there's people been here 30 years, and there's people who've been here 3 months, right? There's a range of us. Now it's time to start building the type of framework and infrastructure that we need in order to have an organization here. But I'm careful about saying that, because what I don't want to happen is Black Americans to come over here and start segregating ourselves from Black South Africans or from these South Africans, right? Because no matter how much wealth it may look like I got in South Africa, I'm from Soweto in America. You see what I'm saying? In America, I'm from Soweto. So yep. I identify with Sowetoans. That's right. Sowetoans. Maybe so. I don't know. But I identify with Sowetoans. We're gonna use that today, right? So what I don't want us to do is to start creating this divide where it's like, we've come over, because we've seen other immigrant communities do that in the United States, right? You know, we've seen it happen with some of our Caribbean brothers, some of our continental African brothers. We've seen how the Dominicans act. So what I'm saying is, I don't want to, we definitely need a framework. We need an infrastructure, but we need that infrastructure to be aimed and integrated fully into the South African culture and community. And I think if we do it right, what?
Drop the link.
Oh, somebody want to drop the link for Art must have had to jump off, or maybe he hit the wrong button. We both up in age.
He just hit mute.
Have y'all ever seen the great old 70s movie called The Spook Who Sat by the Door? I read the book. Yeah, I read the book. And it's on YouTube. For those who haven't seen it, Geechee, it's on YouTube, so you can watch the actual video on YouTube.
Yeah, it is.
The book also on YouTube. Sowetans. All right, cool.
Sowetans, okay.
All right. Y'all believe in that smoke? Yeah, we believe in that smoke, yeah. The broad brought tears to my South African eyes, tears of joy, Serafina. Trump had a rally the day before, and I guess they were all hyped up due to the Trump speech. Y'all, I'm about to tell y'all the story. It's real talk. I don't know if y'all know Minister Farrakhan. So Minister Farrakhan is like, all right. So Minister Farrakhan got my mayor arrested, and this is how it happened. So after Hurricane Katrina, right, Black people scattered New Orleans scattered all over the country. Minister Farrakhan came to New Orleans. I was there. The mayor of New Orleans, his name was Ray Nagin. He was there, and Minister Farrakhan, boy, he had us bucked up. Oh man, we are not going to take it. You know, the Black man is going to do this, blah, 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 blah. Had us all just energized. Our mayor decided to get his Black behind on TV and start repeating Farrakhan.
Only Farrakhan can do Farrakhan, okay?
Only Farrakhan can do that. Farrakhan don't work for the government, bro. You can't get up there and start using Farrakhan talking points. And bro, before you know it, he had like 13 years in prison. You can't talk like that. Everybody can't talk like that. Some of us
Can't do
need to spook that set by the door. See how God brought it back around? We need to spook this. We need to spook this set by the door, or in the you know, the Trojan War, the Trojan war horse. So when they push the Trojan Trojan horse up to the gates, was it the gates of Troy?
I think so.
I don't remember this mythology, but when they accepted it as a gift, right? They thought it was a gift. And once they got it behind the gates, you know what happened? It opened up and all them soldiers jumped out. And sometimes that's how we have to be. Sometimes we have to be a little polished. Sometimes we have to be a little clean. Sometimes we have to code switch and speak like the king's English to the queen's taste. And we have to, you know, wear suits and ties. But when we get in position, we have to open up and let all of them Trojans, all of them other Negroes out. All them Sequitas and all them people, you got to let them out when you get in the right place, right position. That's what we was hoping was happening with Obama. We thought Obama was a gift. We was like, okay, second term, he gonna cut up. He ain't cut up. He ain't cut up. Well, that's all right. That's all right. There's a Obama. There's somebody coming behind Obama. Believe that. Believe that. There's somebody coming behind him. It's the same with y'all know I get into my Black history. It's the same with Jack Johnson and Muhammad Ali, right? Jack Johnson was the first heavyweight champion, Black heavyweight champion. Jack Johnson was caught dating white women, sneaking them across state lines, and he used to be out there drunk and wilding. But he was the first, so we were just happy as Black people to have a Black champion, the first, right? But then there was Muhammad Ali, the greatest. So the first ain't always the greatest, right? But for there to be a Muhammad Ali, had to be a Jack Johnson. We had to get a Jack Johnson out of the way. And now we can look and see who the greatest, what they saying right now, Trojan horse, Troy not bow tie and tank vessels, so that you stay on your post. I can't, I don't know. Help me understand. He might have been typing fast.
I don't know.
He might have been typing fast. That's all right. I know.
So I'm on tonight, and you just kind of just.
The philosophical, diabolical. I know the sister said she wanted to jump on. Alara Kelly. So I'm putting the link back in the chat for anybody that want to jump on. So, but yeah, so I forgot what I was talking about.
You were going to talk about Trojan horse.
You know how I got some.
And the greatest, not the first, the first.
You can tell who daddy was a preacher. So my daddy is a preacher. My dad is a preacher, and he an old school Black Baptist preacher. He hoop, he holler, and that's so I get it honest. I ain't making this up. I get it honest. Yeah, Kim Burns, Jack Johnson documentary, first of the best I ever seen. All right, Geechee Dad said he from New Orleans, right? I think Geechee Dad said he from New Orleans, out here in New Orleans. I think that's what he said. So
Geechee though?
Well, I mean, like
Maybe he just lives there.
maybe so. Yeah, because when we say Geechee, we think South Carolina. Okay, there go Alaric right there. Let's see. All right, I think she on, but she might not be on camera. Yeah, she off camera. All right, let me ask her to unmute, see if she's ready. No, because these four, and she's not on camera. She's on camera, it'll move in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know how to get her to unmute.
Oh.
All right, let's see until she's ready.
7-4, St. Bernard.
What are you saying?
For the 7-4.
Oh yeah, that boy's a citizen. Yeah, me too. Yeah, Geechee, what's hell? Whoa. The first is the Pathfinder. That bow tie reference is to the Lady R vessels. Oh, reading to the lines is a reference to Mary. Oh, guys, I had to put it together, bro. You know I ain't that smart.
Rudy,
Laura,
did you
how
take
you
the
doing,
mango?
sister?
Can you hear me? I'm sorry.
Oh man, that's a brother. I'm sorry. Laura?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Hold on. Let me see if I can get the video going.
Okay.
That's a guy.
Yeah, my bad. I thought it was a sister. I can help him unmute. Let me see. There he is.
All right.
There he is.
Hey, hey.
Now you gotta get
Hi,
yourself off of mute. Yeah.
Hello. Mhm.
hi everyone.
What's going on,
Hi.
my brother? How are you?
Nothing much. Just here in California.
I'm sorry. I thought when I saw a lark, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to misgender you. I
Oh no,
apologize.
it's all right. It's not a big deal.
Well, what part of Cali you from?
I'm in Southern California, so Orange County.
Yeah. Ooh, Orange County.
Oh.
That's the rich area.
Not all.
That's 90210.
902. No, that's like more coastal. So that's like Huntington Beach, Laguna Beach.
Yeah.
That's like
Okay.
probably like I would say maybe like 20 minutes away from me, or 15 minutes away from me.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So what's going on, brother?
Oh, nothing. I was just, I was, I was curious as to, I think you were talking about this earlier, but just a curiosity as to, you're talking about bridging the gaps, and how possibly, if it was possible, like the government or maybe like some social policy that could help maybe, with like African Americans going to the continent, particularly in South Africa. So I think I mentioned earlier that I'm gonna be doing a study abroad in South Africa in like a year or two. I just have to kind of figure that out. Um, but yeah, no, I would love to try to see if there's any other incentives to help more African Americans going to the continent. If I know that Ghana is really popular right now, but South Africa as well, and just Kenya, and like what
Yeah.
do you know as to like what's going on with that?
In terms of incentives,
Yeah,
I
like I don't know,
I think
just like any sort of way to make it seem as though there is a drive to bring more African Americans to the continent or to South Africa, as though like as like a marketing scheme, or like a travel destination, or uh, study abroad, like as like what I'm going to be doing, so that the options are there and that there is like a drive.
so. Right now, the African Union has made one of its initiatives is to attract diasporans to the continent, including both African Americans and continental Africans who have left and moved abroad to the UK, the US, and other parts of the world. Recently, a few weeks ago, I was on a call with one of the organizers from Ghana of the Year of the Return. He's one of the deputy ministers there. And so there is this conversation that's taking place as the AU is attempting to learn how did Ghana create the successful campaign, because they went up about 1,500 African Americans. Like the year since 2019, at least 1,500 African Americans have relocated there. So the African Union is interested in, hey, that was a success, right? And as we continue to do this, how can we do this in Kenya, in Rwanda, in South Africa? And different places are going to have a different sort of marketing strategy. Ghana pulled on our heartstrings. That is our ancestral home, right? West Africa, Nigeria, Mali, Ghana, some parts of the Congo, Angola. That's where African Americans come from. But Ghana has the door of no return. I think there's another one, Sierra Leone or something like that. But they had the door of no return. So they pulled on these kind of cultural connections. They were very intelligent by what they did. They used celebrity, right? They used celebrities, Boris Kojo, Nicole
Mhm.
whatever his wife's name is, and the shoot, before you know it, you had Cardi B in Nigeria, you had Steve Harvey in Ghana. So they use celebrity to attract people to have this kind of emotional connection. We're not from South Africa in terms of African Americans, right? We wish when we our direct lineage is going to lead us back to West Africa. So for South Africa, that can't use that same type of marketing strategy. They have to come up with something new. I think they had a great opportunity in the Essence Fest. So in 2016 or something like that, they had an Essence Fest in Durban. If you know anything about the Essence Fest, it's a party with a purpose. So besides having the big concerts, there's stuff at the convention center, marketing, like seminars and talks and business, whatever, a whole bunch of conferencing that's taking place during the day, and at night it's the party, it's the concert. But during the day, the convention center in New Orleans is packed with Black people doing commerce, doing business, talking about women's empowerment, talking about our health concerns, economics, all kind of stuff is taking place. And that's something that would attract a whole lot of Black folk back to attention to South Africa. I would say that the original Essence Fest that was done in South Africa was done in Durban. I don't think Durban is a sister city to New Orleans, and that's why it was chosen. I don't think that's the right city. I think Johannesburg is the right city because it gives you more of that Atlanta, Houston, Dallas vibe, right? A place like Johannesburg hosting this big festival, I think it would attract so many people coming. I mean, Afropunk took place in Ghana, right? Like during December, during the year of the return, and it had like 10,000 people, which was like a major number for them. It's not really a major number for like Essence. Essence pulls 500,000 people, but it can be a start here in Johannesburg. So they have to use a different marketing scheme. And again, it goes back to also what you can show people. So as we're just having these discussions about how do we attract, well, what's attracting the youth? Because that's the future, right? You can attract older people who are the retirees, and they are great because they are perpetual tourists. When you get a retirement visa in South Africa, you can't work, right? You can't have a job. So all you could do is get your income from the States and spend some money. So that's great. But how do you attract that new talent? How do you attract the talent that can actually come and contribute to the economy, contribute to like job skills and job creation? You have to have something that's going to make them say, damn, that's a good time over there, or damn, it's nice. Listen, we're still fighting against the propaganda of, jungles and huts and all of that. That is still very real in the minds of so many Black Americans. So when if that's in the minds of a 22-year-old Black American, and you want them to come to Africa, but you're gonna show them the safari, that ain't attractive. It's just not. So you have to show them what they can really experience here. So there's another sister that I met who's a vet student, who's working on a master's, and she is actually exploring how to market South Africa to this new generation. It's brilliant stuff. I can't get into all of her work because I don't know it in detail, but from what she told me, it's just a brilliant idea. And I think she's well on her way with it. So to answer your question, I think that the African Union is looking at it. And I think that we are trying to make the government of South Africa interested in looking at, because listen, Germany is looking at South Africa and saying, look, I can poach. You know why they're saying that? Because it's like I can bring South Africans to Germany and I can pay them actually less. I can get those nurses and pay them less than what I would pay a regular German nurse, right? So they're poaching South African nurses. They're poaching South African engineers, right? Well, how do you stop the poaching? You may not be able to stop the poaching, but what you can do is look at another group of people who also have the education, who also have the skills that you can get and incentivize to come here. And that's my argument to DHA. That's going to be my argument to the African Union. Incentivize the professionals that you need on that critical skills list, right? It's a whole bunch of people on the list, but I want to know, what have you done to say to the people who have those skills come to South Africa? Canada has a commercial running in South Africa. Think about that. Canada has a commercial running in South Africa. South Africa needs a commercial running in Atlanta. South Africa needs a commercial running in Houston and in New Orleans and at HBCUs, right? So when you're a senior at Dillard or Xavier or Morehouse or Spelman or Hampton or Howard, you're not just thinking I need to move to Atlanta to get a job. You're thinking to yourself, oh, I got this, I'm a part of this program and I can go to South Africa for 2 years as an engineer and they're going to, assist me with housing, or they're going to assist me with my student loans, whatever have you. And then bam, I'm there 2 years. Next thing you know, they fall in love. Now you get a path to citizenship. So it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of steps in this. How you say your name, brother? Alaric?
Alaric.
Alaric. Yeah, it's a lot of steps. But
that's actually really interesting, because one of the main reasons as to why I want to go to South Africa is because right now I'm studying electrical engineering, and I want to get into sound design, speakers, headphones, earbuds, things of that nature. And I'm curious as to, because I know that the music scene is so huge, so I'm trying to find ways as to how to build products, and then but also connect the love for hip hop, amapiano, of Afro beats, and see if I can work with artists to, build this hopefully company, but we'll company one day. But so that's why I really want to go and see the scene and see what it's like, and kind of experience it, with the study abroad opportunity.
But you know what? I was told by some of the younger people that digital marketing is really, really big. So if you add the digital marketing in with your engineering, you put those two together.
The marketing. See, that's what I don't have. So like I have the more technical skill, like the pure maths, the physics. I have all that. I just don't know how to market, right? I don't know how.
They're targeting. That's what they're targeting right now, though. That's what they're targeting. Digital marketing is just like it's really up there with the younger generation.
Mm-hmm.
So just try to find your way into that digital marketing and put it with your engineering. I'm telling you, pair those two, you'll blow up.
Well, that's the dream, but we'll see how it goes.
And I can tell you this, that there is there's opportunity here, and like it seems like everybody here is a few degrees of separation, right? So for instance, one of the biggest rappers in South Africa, Lord, it's my mama calling me. One of the biggest rappers in South Africa, his name is Casper Novist or something. I don't know how to pronounce it. I call him Casper. But he lives in my neighborhood. I saw him shooting ball. That's how close, like it's like living in the neighborhood with Lil Wayne or somebody. You know what I'm saying? It's like he's in the neighborhood. So the access is there that you'll be able to get in contact with the right people and get that market inside or whatever have you. But let's get to the comments, because I don't want the people to feel left out.
I just want to shout out, I think it's Bule. She said, be on the lookout for an invite from us to come and experience our daughter's traditional Swati Zulu Labola traditional life.
I'm coming. What I need to wear? What I need to bring? Let me know. I'm coming. Yeah. ASADELMALIK@gmail.com. Send me the invite. I'm coming. I don't know what to wear. Let me know what to wear. If I need to wear.
We need a tutorial.
Yeah, because I don't want to be out of place. I want to be fly. Let's see what they say on here. Let's see. Ooh. All right. We Black Americans have been rocking with South Africa for decades and still rocking with it today. So let's talk about, like, I was listening to local New Orleans music by a brass band, and it's called Let Your Mind Be Free. People, free your mind, blah, 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 right? One of the first places that they shout out is South Africa, right? They shout that out before they shout out New Orleans. It's like, wow, man, that's crazy. I tell people about the song, and it's strange that a lot of people in South Africa haven't heard of Gil Scott Heron and his song what's the word? Johannesburg, right? But let me just set the scene for you. For those who have not heard the story, let's set the scene. Y'all know Saturday Night Live, right? Saturday Night Live, the biggest sketch comedy show, one of the longest running television shows in American history. Richard Pryor at the time he is Kevin Hart. He is Dave Chappelle, right? He is the biggest comedian on the planet. This is in the 70s. He is the biggest comedian on the planet. He is hosting Saturday Night Live, right? So imagine when Dave Chappelle hosts Saturday Night Live last, everybody tuned in. So all of Black America for sure tuned in. When Richard Pryor is hosting Saturday Night Live, all of Black America's tuned in. The musical guest that night was Gil Scott-Heron. The first song he does starts off, I hear my brothers in South Africa over there fighting a man, right? And the lyrics are, have you heard from Johannesburg? Let them know, like, we are standing in solidarity with you. But a lot of South Africans have never heard that song. A lot of Black folks ain't never heard it. But this, I'm just trying to set the moment. This is like a huge moment in television. And the Black artist takes the opportunity to shout out South Africa. Watching a different world. They used to come on after the Cosby Show, right? That's how I learned about apartheid. Because they had episodes where they were trying to get their university to divest from apartheid, or from South Africa because of apartheid. Like, don't do any operations there until they get rid of apartheid. Watch this. If you are a Cosby Show fan, pay attention. He had 5 children. The oldest daughter's name was Sandra. Sandra married a man named Elvin, whatever his name was. They had 2 children, a set of twins. What were their names? Winnie and Nelson. Think about that.
Yeah, sure
All
did.
These little cues for our connection to this place, right?
Mhm.
And it goes back and back, but I'm just talking about the recent kind of pop culture stuff. So yeah, very interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff. How Black Americans have been right. Oh yeah. S.A. Peoples on the chat, y'all ganging up on my little bro. What did he say?
No, they're just, yeah, that's long.
Oh, okay. Why would you send them from any governments? We are trying to leave Babylon. I feel you. And you see, and brother OG23, I think that's it's also those of us who are conscious, or as they would say, woke, right? Those of us who are woke, who are aware, who are politically conscious, we understand we want to leave Babylon. But that ain't all our people, right? That ain't all our people. And I'm a firm believer that we're going to need a broad spectrum of African Americans, right? A broad spectrum. You need the conscious ones, but you need brothers like, not saying that Alaric is not conscious. Did I say your name wrong? Brother, I'm sorry.
It's Alaric.
Alaric. So my South African family, see? It ain't just, look, it is what it is, but I'm not saying that brother's not conscious. What I'm saying is we need his math mind. We need those numbers, right? So we're gonna need a broad spectrum of people. And saying leaving Babylon, a lot of our Black folk in America don't believe we living in Babylon, right? A lot of Black folks, they live in, shoot, they ain't even living good. Some of them living real bad, living in the hood, but you still can't convince them to leave the hood. You can't convince them to leave the hood to go to a nice neighborhood. Now you want to convince them to leave the hood to come to Africa? You gotta have some incentives.
It's Stockholm syndrome.
No, instant.
Robert. All right, cool.
Hey, Doc, real quick. One of the things I think, I could be wrong, this is kind of my hypothesis. It was really a question, I guess, is because I think Black Americans is aware of apartheid, and apartheid just ended, less than 29, 30 years ago. And I think that may be kind of shying them away from that. That's why they picked Ghana, Sierra Leone, and Nigeria, and all these other places. But I think what needs to happen is kind of like one is that what you guys are doing and what other folks are doing, people who've been there like me, I've been there and I come back and I tell people and they get excited when they see videos and stuff. So they want to go there now. And so, and I got to give it out to the Blanches. I mean, they've done a great job of marketing. But I just think that we have to continue. It's going to be a slow process, but I think that eventually South Africa, I think people will no longer sleep on South Africa.
Oh yeah, yeah. All it takes is one visit. All it takes is one visit, and
I'm a witness.
Yeah, you'll walk away with a different experience. So, we hosted some the Oprah Winfrey Morehouse scholars came to Wits, right? A group of brothers, about 20 of them, and I was just, number one, I have to say this, I was so proud as a Black man, as an HBCU graduate of these brothers. They were so well spoken and they were so assured of themselves and they were inquisitive and they were respectful. They had Michelle talk earlier about yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. They was yes, sir, no, sir. Yeah, you know, that type of stuff. And I was like, I'm proud of these brothers. But more importantly, this was many of their first times. Out of 20, I think 2 of them had been to the continent before. And these are college students, sophomores, juniors, and seniors. But what I saw was that their eyes had been opened to another opportunity. Out of those 20 brothers, most of them are not going to move to South Africa. But now one out of them, 1 or 2 of them will say, man, you know, there's an opportunity here. You know, the most astute, the most entrepreneurial in spirit will look and say, you know, that maybe there's an opportunity here, right? Maybe I can take my talents. And they had the opportunity. We had the opportunity to go to dinner with them, and they met with some other African Americans who've been here like 20 years, 25 years. And one brother used to work on Wall Street, and he was talking to another brother who was like looking at becoming, you know, into finance or whatever have you. And he told me, I worked 20 years on Wall Street, this, that, and the third, man, but you can bring those talents here. Now, that's a conversation I can't have because I don't know about Wall Street. I don't know about finance and all that type of stuff. But to have a brother here on the ground that can say, yeah, I spent 20 years on Wall Street. I'm telling you, you should bring your talents here. That's a sell that you can't sell that any other kind of way. Like, you can't fake that. That's so authentic. It's so real. And for that young brother, he's like, oh, okay, there's another opportunity. I don't have to spend 20 years on Wall Street, or I don't have to do X, Y, and Z. You know, I can actually go and look at the continent as an opportunity, right? And yeah, so back to these comments.
John, real quick. Hold on, I'm sorry, real quick.
Go ahead, bro.
I agree with what you're saying. I think the only problem, what we have to get over is not South Africans feeling as if Black Americans are coming taking their jobs. Because I understand that that's something that they're dealing with right now. I think that's something that I think needs to be addressed as well. So,
and that's why I focus on the critical skills list. The critical skills list is put out by the South African government, and it says we have a shortage of these particular fields, of these particular professions, right? Black America can help fill some of those shortages. So that's why I focus on that critical skills. It's certain jobs, yeah, we definitely don't want to come over here and take anyone's jobs, right? There's already a high unemployment in South Africa. We don't want to be those people. We want to immigrate, and we want to immigrate correctly, right? So South Africa says we have a shortage here. All I'm saying is here's a possible pool of people who can help to fulfill some of those shortages. Not only do they have the education and expertise, they also have a certain cultural connection with you that would make it easier for them to come and integrate into a society here, right? Right? And then let's be frank. Let's just be real. I know that we've become a rainbow nation. I know I got my white South Africans watching. I know I got my Indian South Africans watching. Shout out to y'all. But a lot of the money in this country is still held in the hands of white, right? Black Americans who come to South Africa are one of the few people who can actually compete with the white Americans' money. I mean, with the white South Africans and their money, right? You know, we're not gentrifying anybody per se when we come and we buy a house. We buying houses in the best estates. You know what I'm saying? We're not buying houses in Soweto. Right? We're buying houses. So if we're gentrifying anybody, it's those at the top. If we're pushing anybody out, it's those at the top, right? And again, who we coming over here and my children, who my children gonna marry, right? If they over here at 20, 25 years old, they marrying a Black South African, inshallah, right? So now they are firmly integrated into without changing the complexion. These are real things. Without changing the complexion, there's gonna be a certain understanding of the relationship between racism and white supremacy that they'll have with their wife because they both experience it in different ways, right? So that's why I'm saying this is a good opportunity for South Africa as well as Black Americans, and I'm talking about in particular HBCU students, right? Historically Black colleges and universities produce our PhDs. They produce our lawyers, our MDs. That's who produce us.
Yeah.
And we have a mandate set forth by God himself, right? To whom much is given, much is required. So we have communities in the United States that we need to work on, but we have an entire continent that we can come and contribute and bring whatever skills that we have. And in return for that, we get a time to heal. See, there's some intangible benefits for us, not just the incentives of having money, but what I experienced today as I started this live off was that feeling of healing, like the feeling of being light. I'm at 4 Ways Market. There's probably 1,000 people out there. Big Black folks just having a good time. They drinking, they talking, they laughing. Nobody's shooting, nobody's fighting, nobody's cussing. You see what I'm saying? And we out there experiencing what this Black love is about. You feel me? And then they had the Indian brothers out there. They had our white South Africans out there. But it's the type of feeling that we get to heal, right? Experiencing living life in the majority, where yes, racism and stuff still exists in South Africa. It's only been 30 years since apartheid ended, right? So it's not gone. But there's a certain level of, just like I said, of freedom being here amongst the majority, right? I spoke at Vets at a class the other day, and there was a white student that asked me about my relationship with white South Africans, or how have I been treated. And I shared honestly, there's been a few things. Number one, I'm sure that there's still some real deep resentment of white South Africans have of the way things went down, right? And how things are changing. Oh, my dog. I'm sorry, my dog Easy is in the building. I'm sorry. But anyway, but I also mentioned that I have to remind white South Africans, like I said earlier, that I identify with Soweto. I'm not born in Soweto. I'm born in Soweto in New Orleans. You see what I'm saying? So I've had white South Africans tell me, man, you know, these South Africans, they're just lazy. And they get real comfortable because they think I'm an American and that I identify as an American first. You see what I'm saying? I identify Black first. You feel me? African first. So I have to tell them, no, whoa, we cool, but you can't play with me like that, right? That's my people, you know? So I forgot what I was talking about. I forgot. But I know my brother Easy is in the Easy, man. You gotta connect. Easy, please connect to the audio, bro. Because all I see is the camera, but not the audio. Connect to the audio, brother. He'll get it. He gonna get it. He'll get it. This is never gonna allow you to leave, so you need to first cross over and build a bridge. Oh, I'm not dressed for public consumption. I'm naked. I would love to live there in the Department of Affairs for the I would have been transferred out of the court. Okay. And I miss so much.
Right.
New kinds of visas offered at Home Affairs website, critical visa. So Bellissimo, absolutely right. Oh, brother Easy on. Brother Easy, can you hear me?
I can hear you, my man.
I can hear you. There he is. What's going on, brother Easy?
It's been ages since I spoke to you guys.
It's been too long, bro. It's been
Too
too
much.
long, man.
It's too much, too much.
How
Yeah,
you been?
I'm here. I hear you saying very good things, but I just joined you very late. And what I'm thinking is I think our perspective on things. You have, I realize Americans have got, let me call them black Americans. They got a lot of ideas. It's just the perspective is very limited because of where you come from.
Yeah.
Here,
Tell me more.
I want you to think broader than what you probably exposed to in America, because here we have so many opportunities. The IT industry is huge. It's huge. Even the primary industries like mining, you need to think about it. I mean, you have. I worked in the mines in the 90s, and you'll have someone from Wales studying mining engineering, and I don't think there's a mine in Wales, Manchester. There's no mines there, but they are studying mining, and you find very few black people doing mining. So I'm thinking maybe probably there were mines in America, and if there's anyone with mining experience, they should also bring them, because the opportunity is still huge here.
Yeah.
Can you
See,
hear me?
now, I can hear you, brother. I think that's to your point. Adrian had to go get her phone, but I think to your point, you're right. Like, there are opportunities here that we wouldn't even consider. Like, I wouldn't even know how to begin to hold a conversation with someone about mining, because there ain't no mine. I mean, I don't even know if they have mines in the US, so I don't know. But that's not a conversation that I can't think of any black person I've ever met in my life in the United States that knows something about mining. We know about oil refineries, right? Or stuff like that. So you're absolutely right, Brother Easy. It's like we have to come here and really do a survey of the land and understand what other opportunities are out here. Because I think we'll bring just that American experience and the stuff that we're so used to, which is good, because that's our expertise, right?
Yeah.
But there are other things that we could actually be getting into. Like, we know about farming a little bit. We used to be pretty good at it, right? But the generations that have come along in the last 60 years kind of moved away from farming, right? We wanted to get jobs in the city, work in the office building, have a 9-to-5, that type of stuff. But so coming here, I think it's a phenomenal opportunity to get into agriculture. I just want to make sure that that we have the skills to actually do it. Now, there are universities like Tuskegee A&M. That A stands for agriculture, right? So there are people who are still going to universities to learn about agriculture and agribusiness or whatever have you. And it may be a phenomenal opportunity for them here in South Africa. So you're absolutely right, Brother Easy. 100.
Yeah, and the IT as well. I mean, IT works across the sectors. So imagine if you had to bring some IT skills in terms of maybe mining, let's say engineering. I hear a guy says he's doing, someone in your channel says he's doing what, electrical engineering or something like that. And and I'm thinking about it in terms of he wants to do headsets or something like that but there is other opportunities. I mean, there are people who are in the IT space that are coming up with other innovative ideas, big ones for that matter, not only on headsets, but even bigger than that. So those are some of the things maybe some of your meetups could be looking into to say, what is it that we have? What is it based on the skills that we have? If we combine these skills, what can he come up with? Something like that.
Absolutely. And I think that's what we want the meetup to be. We want the meetup to be a place where we laugh loud, talk loud, eat, drink, and have a good time. Also, exchange some phone numbers, meet with other people. Like, I'm number one, I've met African Americans at my meetup that I didn't know were here, you know, that live here, watch the channel. But other than that, meet up with somebody, say, you know, I have this idea, and you know, the person you're talking to may have a similar skill set, or may know somebody that connects you with it. Network, rub elbows, and talk to people. And the best way to do that, you know, is over a meal, laughing, and a very informal way of getting to know somebody, you know. But here's my question to both Hugo and Easy, because y'all my South Africans on. Like, what's the best way for Black Americans to culturally integrate? Because we come over here and yeah, we walk around and nobody can tell that we are not South Africans until we open our mouth, right? I know Art got it. I get it all the time. They just walk up to me and get to running, right? Speaking Izulu to me, and I'm like, bro, y'all talking to the wrong one, because I'm learning this English thing, right? But there's going to come a point, right? If my dreams come true, where there's, you know, 8,000, 10,000 African Americans living in South Africa. What's the best way for them to begin to culturally integrate, to know the practices of the Zulu, learn about Ebola? Go ahead, brother. Easy. Go ahead. I'll let you take it.
Sure. I never thought about that. That's not an easy question, isn't it? I thought, and it's not, but maybe if we socially integrate time and time again through meetups or any form. You see, I realized someone invited you to a Swati wedding, traditional wedding.
Yes.
For instance, yes. Those are some of the things you could attend into, and maybe we could. I also have an invite for you, but I'll let you know. Okay. Somewhere in the, where what we have to do is that we have a group of people that have that are specializing across the economic sectors. There are a group of business people that maybe I want you to come and join us in one of the sessions intentionally, where you get to know each other. And so I think socially, how can you do it? I don't have a mind for it. Honestly, I never thought about it. I never thought about it. But I can do my best by maybe inviting you here and there.
Yeah.
And how else can you do it? I don't know.
I think that's it. And I also think that like I'm putting my email in the Gmail chat for the brother gmail.com. But I also think that learning the language, that's why I think it's important. As much as I play around and I can't talk, I'm serious about learning the language, because when you learn a language, you actually get a deeper connection with people, right? I was talking to a brother and he speaks English very well, but he told me, he said, I'm translating this in my head, right? From, I think he spoke, is it Swana? I don't know, I forgot, but he was translating basically, and then using the English, and he got caught up. He's like, what's the word in English? What's the word in English? And then, you know, he thought of it. But I'm saying that to say, like, learning the language, you actually can maybe build a deeper connection with someone when you speak their language, right? This language, South Africa makes it easy because everybody speaks English. So we're really not forced to learn. Like, if we go to, you know, Kigali, or, you know, in Rwanda or something, you're gonna have to learn whatever it's called, Rwandan, whatever the language. You're gonna have to learn it in order to kind of begin to maneuver around. When we were in Tanzania, you know, Swahili, you had to know some words in Swahili to kind of maneuver. But I think learning the language, and I think listen, I think like marriage integration is going to be a very important role in us coming together, right? Like, I have sons, so I think about marriage. You know, I think about, oh, my son's gonna get married one day. My 13-year-old, he came home the other day. He wanted to use my cologne and all that type of stuff. And I gotta make sure my haircut, he was doing all that. I was like, oh, it's a little girl. Because that's the only time men start caring about how we smell and how our hair look is when a woman is involved, right? So now I'm like, okay, so now he's interested in the girl. This is a South African girl, right? So now it's like, okay, he's only 13. They're not talking marriage, obviously, right? But in due time, he's going to meet somebody. He's going to say he's thinking about dating seriously. We need to meet their families. And as that takes place, there's a certain level of intimacy and integration that takes place there. When we look at like the kings and queens of Europe, you know, marriage wasn't about love. It was about joining families so that we could build more power, more territory, or whatever have you. So that's one of the ways. It's like when these two families come together, there's a certain integration that takes place. Now we're family. We're not just some African Americans. That's my in-laws. You know, that's my daughter's father-in-law. Family. And that's why I think it's important for South Africa to focus on the African Americans. It's easy for us to integrate. True. It's easy for us to integrate in that type of way. You know.
Yeah.
But
I just wanted to add on the guy that was speaking English very well, and he wanted to remember. It's like this. I think in my language, right? When I think in my language, I have to speak to you in English. I have to encode, then decode. And then when you speak to me, I do the same, decode and encode. So that's the dynamic that you might have to go through when you speak someone's language.
Right.
When you speak another language, because in English, you think in English and you speak in English. So there's no router in between, you know?
Yeah.
So you got to go straight. So because I think in my language, I've got to translate it in English. Then I speak, and then when you answer, when you respond to me, the same thing happens. So yeah. That kind of thing. But you get used to it. I mean, you know, for the past 40 years, yeah, I've been doing that.
Let me see what these comments are saying. Speaks English, but when big business is discussed informally at high levels with folks in position of power, it's usually in local language in most of Black Africa. Say that. Doc, I think your kids are going to find it much easier to integrate. Just keep coasting and learn the customs and make sure you pass it on to your seed. Will do. It happens organically, Doc. Learning the language is sure enough the quickest way. You know, maybe also traveling around the country a bit, ultimately it's going to be organic. True. Learning local language has always been helped to make people feel comfortable. That's true. I'm with it. Human services, organizational development, grant writing, making to support human services and SA. I'm working with an organization in KZN, even though I'll be living in Joburg. All right. Let's see. We also got folks that do agriculture that's being discriminated against here that I think personally have been trying to convince to at least look at what's possible. I wonder if they're talking to Springfield. I think he might be in the US. There's a sister that's starting a mine in Zambia, and there's a brother from New Jersey that helps governments in Africa understand their resources. That's the closest you see in terms of mining. Yeah, I think like, I didn't get into all the comments, but I think it's true, like mining is not something that we even think about. And I heard that's how a lot of the Black middle class was created here in South Africa. Isn't that where the Black diamond terminology comes from? Did I get that right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, so mining made a lot of people into wealthy people, or at least middle class people. So Adrian and left, y'all. We was out all day having us a good time. We went to 4 ways, and then we went out to eat and all that good stuff. So I think it's time to wrap. But I see this brother Emmanuel. Emmanuel, can you hear me? Let me see. He's on, but let me ask to unmute. Okay. He's on. Maybe he'll unmute in a second, but I want to, before this is over, I want to say the Potato Shed, Waterfall, August 19th, 3 o'clock. That's next Saturday. And we'll be out there to laugh loud, talk loud, eat, drink, and have a good time, and do something radically simple and revolutionary. Radically simple and revolutionary. So, okay, Emmanuel, can you hear me?
Yes, doctor. How are you this evening?
Man, I'm good, brother. Always, I'm telling you, I always like that name, Emmanuel, because that's my son's middle name. So powerful name, brother, means God is with us. Oh, I'm sure
Yes,
you knew that.
doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks a lot for welcoming me tonight. It's been a long time since we spoke, doctor.
Well, man, it's always a pleasure, man. You're always welcome.
Yeah. Doctor, what brought me up was you said like a lot of Africans are not aware of Gil Scott Heron. I don't know how to say that because some of us know about him, or maybe a lot of us might know about him that you might have not came across because when you look at a lot of the civil rights movement in South Africa, like most of the people in the 70s mostly, they reference him actually. They talk about him a lot. So that's how like some of us actually like came to learn about Gil Scott Heron.
Oh, and you said that
You
was
know.
through who? Through the civil rights movement here, you said?
Yeah, here in South Africa, a lot of people actually like spoke about him, like he managed to say a lot of things like through music. Like that's
Yes.
when you had a lot of singers actually singing like the struggle songs, like they will like sing the struggle songs in disguise,
Yeah.
you know.
And when you
Because
mentioned the,
yeah,
no, I was just saying when you
here
mentioned
in South
this,
Africa, like music was
go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
all right, doctor. Yeah, all right, cool. Like what I was saying was like during the height of it, most singers were actually banned, you know, because they did not want people to actually convey their message, you know, like hidden in music, because you can actually motivate people to keep on fighting on, like using words and phrases which are not explicit as such.
Absolutely.
But you can carry on that. Yeah.
No, you're absolutely right. That's the beauty of music, because you can have those double and triple entendres, and it can mean one thing, but it really means something else. And for those who are trying to get the message, they can get the message. Yeah, that's the beauty of that's beautiful. That's Bob Marley, right? That's Ride Natty Ride. If y'all listen to Bob Marley, I don't know if I don't hear a lot of reggae here in South Africa, like reggae, or even like the old reggae as well as the dance song. But I wanted to say this. We mentioned the civil rights movement. It made me think of Kwame Ture, formerly Stokely Carmichael, SNCC, Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, and then the Black Panther Party. He was married to Miriam Makeba, right? I think that's how you say the name. She was, the jazz musician, right? And we got Amu coming in. So there we go. Even one of our greatest civil rights leaders, thinkers, and socialist minds was married to a South African woman. So we got Amu coming in. What you say, brother Amu?
Hey yo, what up? What up? What
What's
up?
happening, bro? That boy got a Raiders hat on. Look like Dr. Dre.
How you doing, bro? How's
Straight
everyone
out of
doing?
Compton. What's going on, brother?
How's everyone doing, man?
Man, I'm good. I'm good, man. How are you?
And I know I've been promising to hook up with you for a minute now, but I've been busy, man.
Now I know you're out there. You in NWA, bro. You got the Raiders cap on.
I mean, you know how it is, man. Easy E, fam. Hey, man, look. I don't even know what I need to say, but Asad, you know what you need to do, fam? You need to have a live stream with some of my peeps, right? And I think you'll get a better understanding and a different point of view of how integrated, how well, my English is escaping me though for a minute, but I just want to just so you can see the link, right, between America and South Africa. Like me, for example, I grew up in the States. I lived in Virginia, Richmond, I think it was 82, 83, 84 for 3 years. That's where I discovered hip hop, right? And I'm one of the founders of South African hip hop, right? And there's a whole gang of us here, and we grew up on American culture a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I bet there's no reference you can make, and me and you are kind of the same age, so there's no reference you can make that I wouldn't understand. And for us growing up in Soweto or in SA in general, we looked to American rappers as an inspiration. For example, I grew up listening, my favorite rapper is LL Cool J. I mean, when he got bad, and I was like, yo, here's this kid. I think he must have been 16 or something, right? And I looked at this kid, I'm like, yo, this is a black kid with gold chains. He's 16 and he's rapping. And look, I discovered hip hop through Run DMC, but when I saw LL Cool J, I was like, yo, that's the homie right there. So I think, like I said, I think we need to link up, fam. And I like the ideas you guys have. And I think you'll find it easier to integrate with my crew. Like culturally, it'll be easier for you, man. And we can.
I'm with it, bro. You got my email and my number, I think. So holla at me, bro.
Yeah, I'm saying we can start with the live chat. I don't trust you. I don't know you. I don't know you like that. My mama told me not to meet up with strangers. I don't know you like that.
Not on the internet. You meet somebody off the internet, yeah. And look, and I'm doing meetups out in the street. Somebody said, "You're not scared to do a meetup?" People maybe try. I'm like, I never thought about that.
Messing with you. No, I just felt like joining this chat tonight, man, because I mean, I always miss your lives and stuff, because of load shedding and all of that. But I'm glad I'll just hang on. I'll just. But you look like you're about to log off, though.
Well, I think Emmanuel got something to say, and because I think you made him think of something. So, Emmanuel,
hola, boy.
Yeah, what's up, my guy?
Hola, boy. Hey, Mr. Art, how you doing, fam? All right.
I'm doing well, brother.
All right, fam.
Absolutely.
So, man, let me ask you something, Amu. Were you a rapper or were you just in the business?
Retired, man. Like, I've worked with the Caspers, the AKAs. I mean, he even gave me a shout out on his. Like, I'm somewhat of a something, but I don't like blowing my own horn. I want you to discover me organically yourself.
Gotcha. Man, send me some music, because listen, I'm critical of hip hop and its current manifestation with the violence, the misogyny, and the drug dealing. But I'm a hip hop head. I grew up on hip hop. So if you could,
I've been watching you, fam. Like I'm saying to you, look, I grew up on Fat Boys, fam. Let me put it like that, fam.
Cool D.
Cool fam. And I wanted to give you actually a short story. You know what we need to look into. Do you know that Africa Bambaataa, where he got the idea to name hip hop and the Zulu Nation, he actually won a contest in the US a writing contest, right? To come to South Africa and Durban, more specific. And that's where he met the Bambaataa family. They're a royal family in South Africa. And he met them, and hence he named himself Africa Bambaataa, and then he coined his crew the Zulu Nation.
Zulu Nation, yeah.
You see the relation between hip hop and not even Africa, hip hop and South Africa specifically. There's one that into, and I've got a brother that's done an essay on that brother Ramesh, and I think you would like this brother. So I think we should put together like a little live stream thingy, and we have a chat, fam.
Man, I'm with it, brother. I'm with it.
Hey, that Planet Rock, man. The Planet Rock is still a classic.
I'm with the accusations, but hey, it is what it is. We keep it moving.
I heard about them accusations. Yeah, I don't know.
The current hip hop situation is, I'm glad, and I've heard you say that at least SA the rappers don't rap about guns and violence and all of that, right? So it hasn't caught up in SA, but that, that drug use, because I grew up in we grew up in an era where it was cool to be the drug dealer, not the user. So it's slowly sipping into SA of the rappers, the high rappers, the mumbling rappers, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. I mean,
but I think right now, Amapiano is drowning out South African hip hop like fully. Like your boy Nasty C just dropped a new song called Crazy or whatever have you. And he's Nasty C is dog.
He's a kid as a beast.
Yeah, he's like a prodigy. He's like a Lil Wayne and a T.I. kind of all wrapped into one. But it's not. I don't hear it pumping. I'm at Four Ways all day. I was at Four Ways from 2 o'clock.
Look,
you don't hear hip hop there.
As I said, look, what's happening is Mapiano. You must remember the Mapiano cats. A lot of these kids are hip hop heads. So the thing is with South Africans is, as much as we love international music or whatever, right? But once we find our sound, that era takes over. It's the same thing that happened with Kwaito before, right? Where, you know what I mean? Like a lot of jazz influences were around, like the OJs, the soul music. Soul music is huge in SA, fam. Like, it's huge in SA. Like even with the Gil Scott thing, a lot of people I know Gil Scott. We F with Gil Scott, you know what I mean? But once when Kwaito came on, when a youth genre or youth subculture jumps on, for at least 10 years, everybody jumps onto that because of pride. It's all pride in being patriots, but it doesn't mean that any other sub-genre dies off, right? Like example, there's spots that I can take you. We recently just celebrated 50 years of hip hop on the 11th, which was Friday, right? So we had an event. And we straight up, linked up with the US and we're like, nah, F it. We're gonna celebrate SA because SA hip hop is 40 years old this year, right?
Wow.
So we had an event and it was dope. The thing is, there's certain pockets that you need to go to experience that, right? But Mapiano is our biggest export, is our biggest pride right now. And once that started popping, we not necessarily all jumped onto that, but we all embrace it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a hip hop festival coming up in October, and I'm being honored, which is Back to the City. Please keep an eye on that. I'll get you a VIP backstage thingy for that.
Yeah, that's what I need.
About how live hip hop is in this country, fam. Like you'll be surprised. It's
might I add as well, with regards to the music as well. There was a time when house music, especially, deep house, especially, the subgenre where it took over the country, where we were listening to some international artists as well, like Ed Jazz, know, and some other, yes.
Especially Chicago house.
Chicago. Yes, I'm a part of that generation and I listen to that sound as well.
But here's the thing, deep house is huge in this country.
Yeah, it's
I'm saying you need to go to, there's a spots that you need to go to, fam. It's not, I mean, it's not something you'll hear on radio or whatever, but it's popping.
Yes, deep house is niche. Is a niche.
So let me ask you, as a founding father of SA hip hop, right? This is just from an outside looking in, with, for instance, like the death of AKA, right? Yeah. What type, okay, let me just go back. When Tupac and Biggie died, there was a void in hip hop. Those voices were so big and so powerful and so influential. When they were gone, there was a void. Then Jay-Z kind of stepped in and kind of tried to fill a void, but it's hard. So with the death of AKA, how big is that void? Because I know he was like the biggest hip hop artist in SA, or him and Casper, from what I understand. Right. So how big is that void?
Look, AKA Keenan was probably the biggest loss we've had. That was huge, fam. Because one thing with AKA is he knew how to bring the genres together, right? Like we had Double HP before him, right? That he would rap on like Kwaito beats or whatever, right? So to integrate the cultures. and kind of look for that South African sound. And last time I spoke to AKA, he was looking for that South African hip hop sound, right? You get cats like Questa that are also looking for that South African hip hop sound. So with Keenan, I think he passed away just before you got it, man. You know what I mean? Like he was almost there to you know what I mean, to find that sound, you know, like New York had their sound, how the South have their sound. So it was a great loss, man. With Keenan, yeah, it was bad. That void. I don't know. Look, I don't have the answer to who's gonna fill that void, but I think it's better not to get it filled for now. I just let it be, and you know what I mean, and we'll figure it out.
And that last album was fire. You know, I was in Rockets and that what's the song called? We was like, R.I.P. DJ somebody. Well, I forgot the name of the song. What's the name of the song?
Dog, come on.
Oh man,
he's 6 years old. It's 10 p.m. You're asking me difficult
questions. But that song, when it came on, it was a genuine hip hop moment, because this was, you know, maybe a month ago, so it's after his death, but the way the people were just vibing to the song, you know, one girl's not enough for me, two girls not enough. I mean, like, it's like the perfect jam. And what made me really appreciate it was I watched an interview with Casper, and he was like giving props to that song, you know, and I think it's really unfortunate that like Tupac and the Biggie thing, like this whole beef stuff, we never know when somebody is not going to be here, you know?
Oh, both of them, man, it was stupid, bro. Like, they could have made magic together before, and I wish I could have produced the track. So that's that. I mean, but it's unfortunate, bro. But yeah, regrets. Like, well, what else can Cass do, man? He must just, you know, keep, you know, bigging up AKA. That's all he can do right now.
Absolutely. And before I got my partner Josie Gold on here, I just want to add, because I'm a child of hip hop, and to have a one of the founding fathers of SA hip hop, I'm gonna ask questions. I'm here. The Ricky Rick, the death of Ricky Rick was very sad, unexpected, and tragic in many ways. How does SA hip hop begin to address like the mental health, these, like, particularly with like ideas of us, like how can you guys use this hip hop moment as a question, I mean, as a way of bringing up these very serious issues, you know?
You see, Ricky Rick, right? No one saw it coming, man. I mean, like, if you're gonna look, if I'm gonna make comparisons, I'll probably say Ricky Rick is, because I like doing that, right? Ricky Rick is, I'd compare him to like a Pharrell, right? He's that dude, but a Pharrell that raps well, right? Because he's that dude that's into fashion. He was in fashion, and he was, you know, a rapper. Mm-hmm. With him, what I'm personally gonna miss is he was the bridge between the new school and the old school. So he was the one cat that, you know, he had the younger generation's ear, and they would listen to whatever he had to say. So he would always be on some, yo, guys, you need to respect the guys that came before you, and we need to bridge the gap, right? And we all thought he had it sorted out, bro. Like his passing is still a mystery to all of us, to exactly what happened, because homie just got a dope endorsement, made a couple of millions, like literally on the day he passed away. You know what I mean? So a lot of, and you know what I mean? Because a lot of artists, you know, they get into mental distress because of financials and stuff. And homie was nice. So and he was always smiling, fam. Every time you see Ricky, he was always smiling. So there is an issue with the mental thing in this country, but like you said, music-wise, we're in a different phase right now. It's the Mapiano, it's the celebratory vibe, you know what I mean? I don't know where that could fit in, because the only vehicle I can see working is hip-hop, you know what I mean? Because we say words, and You know what I mean? So I don't know.
And I think Nasty C is like the biggest superstar that has yet. I mean, he's blown up, but I think like the whole nation needs the brother is he can rap. He can rap.
Rap.
Yeah, he can rap. He ain't just good at words. He can rap. He's a student of rap.
Yeah.
You could tell. You could tell he pays attention. But look, I got my brother Josie Gold. Josie Gold, what's happening? It's been a minute, brother.
Where Josie at?
He here. He about to jump.
How are you?
What's going on, brother? How you been?
I'm good, and you? Like, I've been all right. You know how life is, ups and downs. How have you been doing?
I'm good, man. You off camera and on camera at the same time.
My camera's on. You know, this load shedding thing. You never know. My camera's on.
Brother.
Oh, I got a cramp. But so how you been, brother?
Man, you know, one day at a time. I've been pushing, working, doing what I do. But I've been following you though. I still watch a lot of your videos. I see you coming along well. You know, the earthquake, the whole load shedding thing. You know, you South African now. You're one of us now. So yeah.
Man, that earthquake caught me by surprise.
We're all surprised. Like we couldn't believe it. I've lived in Johannesburg my whole life. And at 2 a.m. in the morning, the ground starts shaking. I've never experienced that.
Yeah, I fam.
So hey,
It looked like you're yes, I don't know if it's on my end, but it sounds like the
sounding robotic and stuff. It's just a bad connection.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, Emmanuel. I just saw your I'm sorry, I saw your chat, brother. Emmanuel, you want to jump in here?
Yes, doctor. I can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you now. I'm sorry about that, bro. I just saw your chat.
All right, no worries, doctor. I believe maybe it was a bad connection or something on my side as well. You know, these things never loved us, you know. Technology never loved us. Sometimes it's load shedding, sometimes it's something else. Doctor, like simply to speak on social integration, right? I can say music is part of it, language, food, and also like recreational stuff. Like from what I've seen, like mostly you guys like to slide or something like that. Like here in South Africa as well, we don't call it that. We don't call it sliding or anything like that. But we do spin cars around and things like that. But we don't spin. Yeah. We don't spin Hellcats and Dodge Chargers and all. But we do have cars that we speed. You know. So basically,
what's your cars? Is it the Volkswagen?
BMW 325 IS.
Exactly, bruh.
BMW.
You know, that's 3 minutes and 25 seconds from Joburg to Soweto. That's like 3 minutes and 5 seconds to Soweto. From Carlton Center to Zola in Soweto.
All right, from 1991. Actually, I think it was manufactured in 88 first. The box-shaped BMW, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Ocean's cover, the Orange What album, that car.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
so I heard that was the gangster's car. I was watching the movie and they were like, it was like, oh, he's running around in this gangster car.
It's like a Chevy 6.4. I mean, like, come on, like.
Gotcha. I gotcha. Yeah. So it's a hood thing. Yeah.
That's our 6.4.
Okay, I got you. That makes sense. That makes sense. Well, Josie, how's your connection?
Oh, okay.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Emmanuel. I was making sure Josie was all right too.
I'm all right.
Oh.
Go ahead, brother Emmanuel. What you were saying?
All right, Doc. One last thing before I hop off, right? What do you make of the latest Dodge Charger, the Demon 170?
Man, you know, I am not in the cars, brother. I am not like, I'm in the big old trucks. I like Ford F-150, Chevrolet Silverados. I like something that run people off the road. Just like, And the biggest car, the
No,
biggest truck y'all have here is like the Ford Ranger, which is a little bigger than the Ranger in the States. Still not big enough for me, but you know,
Yeah,
I
but
like the big trucks.
you know what they say about guys with big cars, right?
What's that?
Come on, think about it, fam. I know you're smarter than that. Think about it.
Yeah, they got a lot of money. I don't-
Guys with big cars, right? We don't do that big, fam. Like, cause we naturally big, fam. So
hey, listen, I'm holding. I'm holding. Don't worry about that. I'm holding. Well, we like the big trucks, man. So I'm from the South. Like and so like the East Coasters, they used to ride Audis and like sports cars and stuff. In the South, we were Cadillacs. We like big, like we look at them long Eldorado Cadillacs and all that type of stuff. Now that that's kind of played out, it's big trucks, big rims. I'm from New Orleans. We was talking about, I got a Hummer that's sitting on 22s. I don't know what it is. Just like big trucks. Well, I like them.
it just never took off.
You said what?
Tried the Hummer here. It never took off though.
Yeah,
Like,
it ain't really take off in the States. Like it cost too much money, and
Same.
it was breaking down. But you know what I do like? Mercedes G-Wagons. What's wrong with the Mercedes G-Wagon, boy? That's clean, man. You riding nice. Range Rover.
Fam, like that is so Kim Kardashian. Like for real, I don't see you in a G-Wagon, fam. Maybe a Range.
Yeah, the range, definitely the range. Definitely the range. But y'all know I drive a Honda right now, so all that's wishful thinking regardless.
Oh, dog, come on. We don't care about
but
that.
dog, comparing the three, right? Like actually my preference will be the Toyota Land Cruiser 79 series.
Mm-hmm. I like the Land Cruiser.
Yeah, I like super tempting as well.
It will last
Land
you for
Cruiser was nice.
Yeah, it will last you for 50 years. It's a Toyota.
Yeah. It's a Toyota.
The terrorist car.
Yeah. Man, I had a Toyota that I got into it got flooded. So I'm from a place that floods all the time. And it flooded. Like I had water inside past my brakes in the car. And while I was waiting I raised the hood and I was waiting for the insurance to come out and let me know how, if they was going to total the car, whatever have you. When the insurance man got in the car, he turned it over. He put the key in the ignition. He turned it over to see if it would start. That something gonna start it right up.
Yeah.
It started right up. I was like, God damn, you can't kill a Toyota. Man, well, listen, y'all. It is late. We gotta get these babies to bed for school, man. Amu, hit me up, brother, man. Like I think we linked up on Instagram, huh?
It's WhatsApp.
It's WhatsApp, but I thought you followed me on Instagram.
I do follow you on Instagram. We first
I think I followed you back. Yeah.
From there and then but I'm
definitely.
Yo, sir.
Josie, my brother.
Yeah, man. Look, it was great talking to you. It's just that I have a connection problem, but we're gonna meet up soon. So peace.
Definitely, my brother. And August 19th, 3:00, the Potato Shed, man. All those who can make it come out and let's have Emmanuel, you got something else to say, my brother?
Yeah, Doc, that's one last thing of the last things that I said I was gonna say, because I think this is my third time saying this is my last thing. Doc, when you went back to the States, like, did you bring that blackberry wine that you guys making yourself?
I don't drink alcohol, brother, so no. I haven't drank alcohol and I don't know. I don't even take NyQuil because it'll make me drunk. So nah, I ain't mess with no wine.
You don't even touch alcohol, right?
I don't even touch it. No alcohol, no pork. I be on these little vape pens with the nicotine. As everybody.
You real. I need to link you up with my other Muslim brothers that are faking it out here, fam. Because
they let them know, huh? Because they be out there. I seen them out there at 4 Ways. They got the Heinekens.
with a pork chop and
yeah, nah. I don't mess with no alcohol. Brother, Hugo, what's happening? You got your hand raised.
Oh yes, it was great meeting you, Dr. Swad, and thank you very much. Thank you very much with the panel and with the guests. And I hope in future that I'll be able to meet you. Thank you very much.
Man, definitely, brother. And you continue to have a blessed and wonderful birthday. And may the Most High, whatever God you believe in, give you another 100 more, brother. And may they be prosperous and filled with love and light. You feel me?
Thank you. Thank you, bro.
All right, family, I'm about to go. I got your text, man. We're gonna link up. Shout out to Josie, shout out to Easy. I forgot Easy was on here. Easy, bro, you still on there?
Cats is out.
Okay, my wife told me it's load shedding. That means I gotta turn this heater off in here. I'm for sure about to go. Y'all have a good one, brothers. Y'all have a good night.